We're often told that self-control is all about willpower, the lone hero inside us, constantly fighting off temptation and making the tough choices. It's the story we hear over and over. If you just try hard enough, you can resist anything. But is that really the whole truth? What if everything we've been taught about willpower is only part of the picture? What if the real secret to self-control isn't about being stronger or tougher, but about being smarter with the world around us? Imagine for a moment that willpower isn't the main ingredient in the recipe for self-control. What if instead, it's just a backup plan, a last resort when everything else fails? Picture this. You walk into your kitchen after a long, exhausting day. You're hungry, maybe even a little stressed, and your guard is down. The smell of fresh cookies fills the air, drifting from the counter and wrapping around you like a warm blanket. It's almost impossible not to notice them. You promised yourself you'd eat healthy, but those cookies are right there, calling your name. You feel the tug of war inside you, your intentions versus your cravings. Every time you walk past the counter, the internal battle starts all over again. Each glance chips away at your resolve, making it harder to say no. Eventually, you give in. Not because you're weak, not because you lack discipline, but because your environment made it so easy to fail. The cookies were right there, always within reach, always tempting you. Here's the truth. People who seem to have ironclad self-control aren't superhuman. They don't have endless reserves of willpower. Instead, they're just better at shaping their surroundings to support their goals. They make good habits the default by making them easy, obvious, and convenient. At the same time, they make bad habits harder to access, less visible, and less tempting. Instead of constantly fighting temptation, they design their environment so that temptation rarely appears in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind. The real secret isn't about changing who you are, it's about changing what's around you. When you swap out the cookies for a bowl of fruit, you make the healthy choice the easy choice. The most disciplined people rarely have to flex their discipline. They've set up their world so that making the right choice feels almost effortless, like it's just the natural thing to do. So, stop blaming yourself for every slip-up or craving. It's not just about willpower. It's about the cues and triggers all around you quietly shaping your decisions. Start paying attention to your surroundings. Ask yourself, what's making the good choices harder, and how can you flip the script? Make the right thing the obvious thing. Put your goals front and center and let your environment do the heavy lifting. In the end, self-control isn't about being a relentless warrior in a never-ending battle. It's about being a smart architect. Designing a world where your best intentions become your everyday reality. Every space you inhabit is filled with cues that shape your behavior. Most of us don't notice how powerfully these cues guide our actions. To take control, become the architect of your environment. Make good habits obvious and easy. Make bad habits invisible and hard. Hide the cookies. Put fruit on the counter. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow. Want to drink more water? Keep a bottle on your desk? Want to watch less TV? Unplug it and hide the remote? Add friction to bad habits, remove it from good ones? You're not a victim of your environment, you're its designer. You do not rise to the level of your goals. No matter how ambitious your dreams or how clear your intentions, your daily reality is shaped by the systems you put in place around you. It's easy to believe that sheer willpower or motivation will carry you through, but the truth is, your environment quietly shapes your behavior every single day. You fall to the level of your systems. If your surroundings are chaotic, your mind will mirror that chaos. Disorganization breeds distraction, and frustration quickly follows. Even the most determined person can be derailed by an environment that works against them. Goals set your direction, but systems, your habits and environment, determine your progress. When you intentionally design your space to support your ambitions, you make it easier to take action and harder to fall off track. Imagine two people who both want to write a book. One waits for inspiration, hoping the right moment will strike. The other writes every morning with a prepared space and a set routine. Who finishes? The answer is almost always the one who has built a supportive environment and a consistent system, the one with the better system. Your environment automates decisions, making the right choice the easy choice. When healthy snacks are visible and junk food is hidden, you naturally reach for what's good for you. Lay out your workout clothes the night before and you're far more likely to exercise in the morning. Small changes in your surroundings can have a huge impact on your actions. Remove distractions, and focus becomes the default. When your phone is out of sight and your workspace is clear, your mind can settle into deep work. Discipline is limited, design is lasting. Change your environment once, and it pays off every day. A single decision to declutter or reorganize can create a ripple effect, making positive choices automatic. Don't try to overpower your weaknesses, make them irrelevant by designing them out of your daily life. Remove temptations, and you won't need to rely on willpower. Your results are a lagging measure of your habits. The progress you see today is the outcome of the systems you built yesterday, and your habits are shaped by your environment. When your space supports your goals, your habits become effortless and sustainable. Build systems that make success automatic. Set up reminders, track your progress, and make your environment a silent partner in your achievements. Let your environment do the heavy lifting so you can focus your energy on what truly matters. When you design your surroundings for success, you make progress inevitable. We think motivation comes first, then action, but it's the other way around. Waiting to feel motivated means you'll wait forever. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Think of a car with a dead battery. It needs a push to get moving. Once you start, momentum builds and motivation follows. Even tiny actions, putting on your shoes, opening your notebook, signal your brain to get started. Each small win releases dopamine, making you want to repeat the action. Don't wait to feel ready, just begin. Motion creates emotion. The first step is always the hardest, but it's also the most important. Start small and let motivation catch up. If you want to feel motivated, act first. The feeling will follow. Habits stick when they're satisfying. Your brain repeats what feels good, so reward yourself immediately after a good habit. The problem? Good habits have delayed rewards. Bad habits are instantly gratifying. Bridge the gap by celebrating small wins. Listen to your favorite song after a workout, mark an X's on your calendar, or enjoy a cup of tea after saving money. Make the reward quick and tangible. Visual proof of progress is powerful. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Just don't miss twice. Consistency matters more than perfection. 1 slip is an accident, 2 is a new habit. Forgive yourself and get back on track. Reinforce the behavior, complete the loop. Make success feel good right away. We're wired to fit in with our tribe. From the earliest days of humanity, our survival depended on belonging to a group. This instinct still shapes us today, influencing our choices, behaviors, and even our sense of self. The habits of those around you shape your own, often in ways you don't even notice. Whether it's the way you speak, the foods you eat, or how you spend your free time, your social circle acts as a mirror, reflecting and reinforcing your actions. We imitate 3 groups: the close, like family and friends; the many, our broader culture; and the powerful, our role models. Each group leaves its mark, shaping our habits and beliefs. If your friends run, you're more likely to run. Their enthusiasm and commitment make it easier for you to lace up your shoes and join in, even on days you feel unmotivated. If your office eats at their desks, so will you. The group's routine becomes your routine, often without a second thought. Role models make good habits attractive and achievable. When you see someone you admire practicing a habit, it feels more possible for you too. To change, join a group where your desired behavior is normal. When everyone around you is striving for the same goal, it becomes easier to stay on track. Want to get fit? Join a running club. The group's energy and shared commitment will help you push through challenges and celebrate progress. Want to read more? Join a book club. Being surrounded by people who value reading will naturally encourage you to pick up more books and share your thoughts. Surround yourself with people who have the habits you want. Their support, encouragement, and example will help you stay consistent. Even when motivation fades, your identity becomes tied to the group. You start to see yourself as one of them, adopting their values and routines as your own. You're not just trying to get fit, you're a runner. The group identity transforms your actions into part of who you are. Your tribe helps you become who you want to be. Their belief in you and your shared journey make change feel possible and rewarding. Choose your circle, shape your habits. The people you surround yourself with are the architects of your future self, so pick your tribe wisely. Every habit is a solution to a recurring problem. Bad habits aren't weakness. They're attempts to cope with stress, boredom, or anxiety. To change a habit, understand the feeling or cue behind it. Pause when you feel the urge. Ask, what am I feeling? What triggered this? Awareness breaks the automatic cycle. In that pause, you can choose a better response. Replace unhealthy habits with healthier alternatives that address the same need. Don't try to eliminate the feeling. Change your response. If you snack when bored, call a friend or read a book instead. Give your brain a better solution to the same problem. Change isn't about dramatic transformations or bursts of willpower. It's about tiny, consistent improvements, just 1% better each day. Small gains compound into big results over time. Design your environment for success, not struggle. Make good habits easy, bad habits hard. Use the 2-minute rule to build momentum. Celebrate small wins and surround yourself with supportive people. Anyone can change with the right strategy. Start small, show up daily, and let the power of tiny habits transform your life. The secret: design your world, and never underestimate the power of showing up. So let's talk about how to find and fix the causes of your bad habits. Bad habits don't form in a vacuum. They're actually solutions, just often to the wrong problems. If you want to break a bad habit, don't just focus on the action. Instead, focus on the feeling that comes before it. To fix bad habits, start by understanding the real cause, the emotion beneath the behavior. Awareness is the first step to mastery. If you can feel it, you can change it. Chapter 11, walk slowly but never backward. In a world obsessed with speed, the secret isn't to go fast, it's to keep going. It's not really about making massive leaps. It's about steady, deliberate progress, even if it's just 1% better each day. We all fall into the trap of all or nothing, like if we miss one workout, we just quit the plan. If we eat one cookie, we think, screw it, and end up eating the whole box. When you're consistent, your identity shifts quietly. You stop saying, I'm trying to be healthy, and you start saying, I am a healthy person. Even on your worst days, just show up, do something. One push-up, one line, one mindful breath. When you feel stuck, don't aim higher, aim simpler. Chapter 12, the law of least effort. Why do we always take the elevator instead of the stairs? Or, eat takeout instead of cooking at home? The answer is pretty simple. We follow the law of least effort. So, how do you build better habits? It's actually simple. You just make them easier. James says, environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. If the environment makes it easy, the habit pretty much becomes automatic. So, design your life for ease. Put barriers between you and bad habits and, remove barriers from good ones. And when ease becomes the norm, effort just becomes automatic. Chapter 13, how to stop procrastinating by using the 2-minute rule. So here comes the 2-minute rule. Basically, James Clear's secret weapon for starting any habit with zero resistance. The idea is simple. When you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. Want to read more? Just open the book and read one page. Want to run? Just put on your shoes. That's it. Honestly, just begin. It's called a gateway habit. It's a small action that signals to your brain, hey, we're doing this now. So, here's the trick. Master the art of showing up. Don't plan to do the whole workout. Just, show up at the gym. Don't plan to write 2,000 words. Just open the doc. Build the habit of starting. Not succeeding, not finishing, just starting. That's your new identity. And that tiny action? It rewires your identity. You're no longer someone who procrastinates. You're someone who begins. So, let's talk about how to make good habits inevitable and, honestly, make bad habits impossible. It's a game changer when you realize you can actually set up your life in a way that supports the changes you want to make. What if you could design your life so good habits were basically automatic and bad habits just couldn't survive? Imagine having your routines and your environment work for you, not against you. James Clear calls it environment design, but this chapter goes even deeper. It's about building commitment devices and, removing choice altogether. That way you're not relying on willpower alone. You make it easy to do the right thing. and, hard to do the wrong one. Your future self doesn't have more willpower, so set them up to win. This is how you make habits inevitable. You outsmart your worst impulses before they even appear. Because, habits grow in the soil you plant them in, so build a garden where the right ones bloom. Chapter 15, the cardinal rule of behavior change. Some habits without thinking, but drop others in just a few days. It's like brushing your teeth almost on autopilot. And then there's that dusty yoga mat sitting there unused, or someone starting a journal with enthusiasm on day 1, and then, nothing by day 3. This is the cardinal rule of behavior change. Behaviors followed by satisfying consequences tend to be repeated. Want a habit to stick? Well, make it feel good. Design your reward. Attach pleasure to progress. Make consistency feel like victory. So here's the challenge. Stop waiting for long-term benefits. Build habits that give you something now. Pleasure isn't the enemy of discipline. It's the beginning of it.